Welcome to the Conflict Zone, a channel dedicated to informing about major conflict points around the world.
In this video, we discuss the use of flame-throwing drones in Ukraine, which have been introduced to break the deadlock of trench warfare.
Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay updated with all our latest news.
When World War I erupted in July 1914, many expected it to be a brief conflict, with soldiers home by Christmas. However, by the end of that year, the situation had deteriorated into a stalemate, with millions of troops bogged down in hastily dug trenches stretching across Europe. This new form of warfare was largely the result of rapid technological advancements in weaponry at the beginning of the 20th century. Prior to World War I, the last major conflict was the American Civil War, 1861 to 1865, which resulted in over 600,000 deaths and 500,000 wounded. Despite its scale, the tactics and weapons used hadn't changed much from those employed 100 years earlier. But by the time World War I began, industrial advancements had transformed warfare, particularly with innovations like portable machine guns and artillery that had longer range and could fire explosive shells. Before this, artillery was mostly used to hurl large cannonballs at enemy lines in hopes of causing casualties. But the explosive shells of World War I marked a significant shift, creating deadly fragments and powerful shock waves on impact. Despite these technological leaps, military leaders continued to rely on outdated 19th century tactics, resulting in staggering losses as soldiers faced automatic weapons and deadly artillery barrages. Forced to seek shelter, soldiers dug into the ground, marking the start of the notorious trench warfare by mid-1914. Neither side could make significant advances, leading to a years-long deadlock. Efforts to break through included the introduction of tanks in September 1916, a British invention that initially caught the Germans off guard, causing panic. While these early tanks had many mechanical issues and couldn't fully overcome the stalemate, they sometimes managed to breach enemy defenses, allowing infantry to follow. By the time World War II began in 1939, warfare had evolved again, with mobility becoming a priority. Armies could now carry out rapid maneuvers over great distances, making trench warfare less relevant, though it was still employed on occasion in a more limited role. Throughout the second half of the 20th century and into the early 21st century, trenches were primarily used as complementary defensive positions within more mobile, dynamic strategies. However, that changed in February 2022 with Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The highly mobile phase of the war ended just 3 months later in May, and the conflict transitioned into a slow, grinding war of attrition, where trenches once again became critical, particularly during Ukraine's 2023 summer offensive in the Zaporizhzhia region. Both Russian and Ukrainian forces have heavily relied on trenches to hold their positions, with trench warfare playing a significant role in the fighting. This deadlock has led both sides to search for new ways to break through, with drones becoming a key tool in that effort. Drones have brought a new dimension to trench warfare, attacking soldiers from above by dropping small grenades, causing chaos among those entrenched. In response, many trenches are now being dug in forested areas to provide additional cover from drone strikes. In these forested zones, small units of 100 to 200 soldiers equipped with machine guns, anti-tank missiles, and RPGs can remain entrenched and continue fighting for days or even weeks. To combat this, Ukrainian forces have introduced large drones armed with flame-throwing capabilities. These drones carry Thermite, a compound made from metal powder and metal oxide that burns at extreme temperatures of around 2,500 degrees Celsius. Videos circulating on social media show these drones dropping Thermite on wooded areas, believed to contain enemy ammunition stockpiles. Although full details are still emerging, it's clear that these drones can carry significant amounts of Thermite and deliver it precisely to areas where it can cause maximum damage, particularly to ammunition stored in trenches. This is just one more example of how both sides are using new technologies in what has become a long and devastating conflict, with no clear end in sight.
Ну вот здесь вот такая хуйня. Здесь вот оружие. Вон каска валяется, вот тачка, Нива одна. Вот мотоцикл, прицеп. Что-то ВН несут. Не сгорело вот. Вон тележка какая-то. Не сгорело, вот так надо осыпать, чтобы нихуя у нас не горело. Ну, на будущее будем все иметь в виду. Вон дырчики горелые. Здесь вот склад был. Тоже все нахуй. Вообще хуя. Ну, разбросано бока сильно. Охуярил. Вон дырчики стоят, тоже сгорели хуя. Вон еще одна машина стоит. Тоже сгорела. Вон тут он сзади, я так понимаю. Вот весь инженерный инструмент сгорел. Все поплавило нахуй. Все хуям собачьим. Здесь вот провода, все. Все, что нужно было непосильным трудом. Все нахуй. Вон с огромной лопатки в таком виде теперь. Вон холодильники. Ну все, короче, под ноль.
If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure to do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with the latest news. See you in the next video.